The Vampire of Kringa, a historical horror tale based on real events. In the quiet hills of 17th century Croatia, nestled between dense forests and crooked stone roads, lay the village of Kringa. Time moved slowly there. The people were humble, bound by tradition, and deeply religious. But in the year 1656, a shadow fell over Kringa. Jur fell ill with a fever, the kind that snatches life in a matter of days. He died quietly in his sleep. The villagers mourned him, buried him with prayer and candles, and returned to their lives. That should have been the end. He who returns. Only days after the funeral, strange things began to happen. At night, heavy footsteps echoed through the village. Families heard knocking on their doors, slow and deliberate. But when they opened them, nothing. Some villagers whispered that they'd seen a pale figure roaming the misty roads. But it was Ivana, Jur's widow, who first spoke the unthinkable. He comes to me at night, she wept. He sits on my chest. I cannot move, cannot breathe. He smiles and watches me suffer. She showed the bruises on her skin in the shape of hands. Others began to fall ill, always after hearing a knock or glimpsing the figure near their homes. It wasn't long before the villagers started calling him what they feared most. Strigan, vampire, the priest and the curse. The village priest, Father Giorgio, tried to bless the land, to exorcise whatever evil haunted them. But the night visits continued, and so did the deaths. For 16 years, the curse of Jur Grando held Kringa in fear. No one walked after dark. Mothers kept garlic at their doors. And still, the vampire came. Finally, one stormy night, Father Giorgio gathered 9 brave men, armed with axes, stakes, and holy relics, and marched to the graveyard. The last rest. They unearthed Jur's coffin and gasped. He looked exactly as he had in life. His skin was fresh, not a single sign of rot. His eyes were open, staring up at them. His mouth curled into a smirk. They tried to pray, but the words failed them. So one of the men stepped forward with a wooden stake, raised it high, and drove it into Jur's heart. The corpse let out a piercing scream, like the howl of an animal, and a gush of dark blood burst from its mouth. Then silence. Jur Grando was never seen again. Legacy of the first vampire. Historians like Johann Weichard von Valvassor recorded the story decades later, calling it the first real account of a vampire in Europe. Whether you believe in vampires or not, Jur Grando's legend still haunts the foggy woods of Kringa. Some say, on stormy nights, if you listen closely near the old cemetery, you can still hear him knocking.